Cowboys first round draft pick Tyler Guyton is one of those guys that we need to see a lot from. We got a lot on the table for him. Of course, he looks cool, with the visor and everything. And he don't have the star on the side of his helmet yet, but those are things that we're going to have to consider when he get out there on the field. Will he be able to stand tall? Now, granted, from what we are hearing, that he is playing with the third team. Hopefully by the time preseason 1 will be here, he'll be up to the first team, but let's not rush him. Let him continue to grind and grow. And those are the things that we need to see. We see Malik Davis with all of the quarterbacks right here. He's soaking in some of the information. Shout out to Dak Prescott, Trey, as well as Cooper Rush. Hopefully it's a good lesson being taught over there. And Rico. Big role for Rico, him, as well as Royce Freeman, Ezekiel, Elliott, Malik Davis, Snoop Connor. This running back room, of course, Deuce Vaughn. We're looking to see, can Rico step up for this year? Hopefully he will bring a lot to the table mixed in with the other running backs. Can't wait to see him out there on the field, actually. And, Parsons is back. And the burst, the acceleration, the get off and everything, people are pretty much reporting that, he still looks good. And he said that he missed out on OTAs to let his body heal. Well, the off season is long and he's got to be really, really ready to dive into Mike Zim's system. And I can't wait to see him out there on the field. Yes, indeed. When you think of these two guys, Cooks, we need for him to be the true number 2 wide receiver. One can argue at times we need for him to even play like the number 1 wide receiver. He's the veteran of this team on the wide receiver aspect of the ball. Hopefully he can continue to help Jalen Tolbert out. But news is out there that Jalen Brooks been that guy. And I heard Pat No-C Walker talk glowingly of Ryan Flournoy. So, Jalen Tolbert, you got to stand up, man, and do something because that wide receiver room, competition. And Zeke back into the fold. And for what we heard from Dak Prescott, he missed the hell out of Ezekiel Elliott. Keep in mind, this dude brings also wisdom and understanding to this team. And he's one of the better blockers in the backfield. And this will help out the youth as it relates to Tyler Guyton, as well as Cooper Beebe or whoever get that starting job, because you need somebody in the backfield that's not afraid to block, and that's Ezekiel Elliott. Speaking of that, let this thing go all the way through. We need more and more things from these guys, especially offensive linemen. Hopefully this will be a situation for us. We see that these two right here, the team go as far as Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott can take them. Hopefully we can have someone else to help alleviate some of the pressures that things may come about. But also, we need for these guys to show up real big in the postseason. We know that with these two, we can get to the postseason, but can we win multiple games? That will be the questioning there. Both of these guys, they don't have a contract foreseeable for the 2025 season, etc. But we need to see, everything is predicated upon what they do for the 2024 season, or until, Jerry open up that pocketbook for that payment. Now, speaking of Tyler Guyton, once again, no star on the side of that helmet. He looks smooth out there, but we need for him to elevate his game. The Cowboys, we know high expectations will always be there, right? And we got a big voided spot on their left side, and we just need for him to stand tall and stand right into it and get things going. Hand placement been things whereas he been having issues with in college. So hopefully when we look at everything, his hand placement will be there. He got long arms and his feet work is pretty good, but we was talking about hands and launching, right? So hopefully they resolve all of those small little issues and he'll be ready for when real training camp occurs, because right now it's still mini camp. You see him working with, I believe it's the third team unit right here, as you can see. I think that's Thomas right next to him. We know for sure that the expectations will always be there. And these boys, you don't see no star, you see no star, you see no star. They got to earn it. And the best way we'll do it is out there with sweat equity. Put it out there on the field. Here's another guy, sleeper, in my opinion. We talking about Tyron, not Smith, because he's the offensive lineman for the Jets now, but I'm talking about Tyron Johnson. He's fast. He's a 4.3 guy. Hopefully, 4.4. I think he's a 4.3 guy, and hopefully we'll be able to see his speed this season. He wears number 13, so pay attention to him when training camp starts. We'll be looking at him. Ferguson, we all know we got high expectations for him. I think that he can give you 1,000 yards from the tight end room. Pay attention to Ferguson this season. He's ready for it, ladies and gentlemen. They all happy over here, of course, that Jalen Tolbert mixed in with Johnson and LSU. I forgot his name, but McMath or something like that. He is a tall receiver, tall targeted receiver. We need us an X receiver. Hopefully that could be for us for the 2024 season. And we see Marshawn, say it with me, Nealon, number 94. That's a powerful number. So hopefully he can stand tall in this mix. And he got the size, he got the measurables, he got the speed off the edge. And we need to see whether or not he can get into the mix. Of course, you got D-Law. Of course, you got Sam Williams. You got Tyrus Wheat. You got Chauncey Golson, who's fighting for his life to be on that edge. So you got some guys that he's going to have to fight out for a spot. And for what we heard, they high on Marshawn Nealon, which they supposed to be anyhow. I think that that's a good situation. Recovery time for your mind for Overshawn. We hear nothing but good stuff from him. Continue to do that. Zeke, love it, like what I'm seeing, and we getting things going with my dog, my brother from another mother. I'm thinking for number 9, he will stand tall for the 2024 season. He's looking to make it back to the Pro Bowl and beyond, and I just looking for him to make an impact. I'm looking for 2 or 3 plays in a quarter for him, a 9 route, and on top of that, maybe a wheel, put him in the backfield, do an end around. Look, let's do this. Let's utilize and use this guy, Kavante Turpin, a little bit more, ladies and gentlemen. And the same could be said with Rico. I just want us to have a running back by committee. Let's not just run one running back into the ground, but let's use all of our running backs. And this is your kicker. Brandon Aubrey and the long snapper, Trent Siege, both of those boys. Hey, as long as their names are not being brought up in a negative connotation, hey, they all good with me in my books, baby. So I love seeing this. Tiny Deuce Vaughn, they say that he will be your slot wide receiver. He getting reps there. I'm hearing from Brian Broaddus that they was talking about a little bit when you seeing players move from one spot to another, there's reservations. Nevertheless, let's give him more and more reps all over the field. Let's utilize him as a specialized weapon and see what we can get out of this. I'm rooting for you, Tiny Deuce Vaughn. Let's get it. Number 1 so far, when a player wears 1 with the Dallas Cowboys, they don't really show up and show out. We're looking for this dude to show up and show out, right? We're looking for Jalen Tolbert to stand tall. But so far, Brooks been that dude. So, hey, like I said, it's heavy competition. And when you think of my guy, Trayvon Diggs, let him recover. Let's not rush him. Continue to let him recover. That's all we want. And number 11, put him to work. Listening in to Brian Broaddus again on him, his thoughts was that he may not be a classroom guy. But I'm telling you, bump all what you say about classroom guy. He is a guy that if you utilize and use him the right way, there's no other defensive player you can think of that will have more impact if you know how to utilize and use Micah Parsons. And that's the true story. And Mike McCarthy, hey, as he commanded troops, he should know this. And everybody got to understand that Mike McCarthy, just like his back is against this photo, his back is against the wall in Dallas land. So he got to command these boys to win in the postseason. We know that we are a playoff team, but can we make that deep run? It's a situation there. And that's all we need. We need to make that deep run. Lance, hey, contract year for him. Got to stand tall. He will get majority of all of the reps, and they're going to showcase and spotlight him. When Oxnard come about and the heavy competition pour upon this team even more, can't wait to see that. Ain't that right, Mike McCarthy? All smiles. You need to see it. And Tolbert, hey, back against the wall too, because they got these other wide receivers standing tall. And Keelan Carson, he's been hip to hip with Al Harris. That's his guy. So, hey, we say no favoritisms, but every now and then a coach will have their pet, and they will coach up those boys even harder. So just don't be lackadaisy with him. Continue to apply the pressure. Everything else will work his way out. Shout out to Al Harris, though. You know, I like the way he kind of put people in the right spots out there on the field. And when you look at this picture, 99, 90, 54, and 11. And is that Nealon right there? These guys on the defensive side of the coin, we need y'all. We need the defense to represent for the postseason. Look, my mind is already set. We're going to go to the postseason, but we need for these guys to get the chemistry down, pack, understand that Zim will bring in the tenacity and all of the other things to the table. We just need to deliver and finish, finish the fight, as they say. Ain't that right, Rico? Let's go. And Cowboy Nation, you see Kendrick's in the mix. Hey, need some seasonal vets out here. No excuses, right? Law, Kendrick's, number 11. These three guys right here. Be impactful. Those three right there. Let's continue to pave the way for this team heading into the 2024 season, and as well as Malik Hooker. That boy look cool out there. He just cool, huh? Well, continue to do your thing, and everything else will work its way out, Cowboy Nation. That's all the time that we have for these moments. Shout out to everyone. Be sure to hit the like, share this content. Let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboy Sports Talk and beyond. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys. Let's get it. Salute. Peace.